Well, good morning to you. I want to thank you for stopping by the channel. This is Trucking Through Life. If this is your very first time, my name is Chuck. And here on this channel, I'm all about trying to give you a word of encouragement, maybe some food for thought for the day as we wake up and begin this Tuesday morning, July 7th. I hope you had a great night's sleep, and I hope that this day is not going to be too stressful for you. I hope it's going to be a day of prosperity. I believe it's going to be a day of new beginnings for some of you. And so today, if you saw on the thumbnail, is I want to talk a little bit about being stuck. You know, I don't know about you, but I think if you've been here on this earth for any amount of time, you've felt in your life that you were stuck. You know, whether or not you're a high school student or college student, or maybe you're in your early 20s, or maybe you're in your 30s and you've maybe just had your first child, or maybe you've retired. And, you know, there comes different times in our lives that we make different decisions. And sometimes in those decisions, over time, we can feel stuck and we don't feel like we can really move. And we find that, you know, our days become weeks, and our weeks become months, and our months become years. And before you know it, it's like, wow, what happened to 2018? And, you know, it's just, or you see a picture and you think, well, when was that picture taken? Oh, we did that last year. And you look at it and it was 3 years ago. And so time has a tendency to get away from us when we really aren't really focused or looking at things. And so sometimes we can feel stuck and we want to make a change. And, you know, I've got some notes that I'm written down here, so you may see me look down a little bit. But I want these videos to be genuine. It's just me and you on, you know, each and every morning, you know, Monday through Friday in the mornings, just kind of talking about different topics, and maybe answering some of your questions. If you have a question, maybe drop it in the comment section, and maybe that will make that a topic for a video. But, you know, most people know who Mark Twain is. Mark Twain once said this. He said, most people choose to live life by default, but very few people live life by design. And meaning that it's really easy for us as we're growing up, and, you know, we live in a household where maybe we have a father that's maybe he's a police officer, or maybe he is an electrician, or maybe he's a teacher, or maybe mom is an accountant, or mom is you know she's an attorney or a doctor or something like that. A lot of times, you know, our parents will kind of shift us and direct us to do certain things because they, you know, ultimately they want the best for us. Or maybe you grew up and you didn't really have a role model. Maybe your dad wasn't at home. Maybe your mom wasn't at home, and you kind of found yourself looking for, you know, it's easy for us to always look for the easiest path to anything. And so, you know, maybe you didn't go to college. Maybe, you know, you just, you know, got a job out of high school, and, you know, you find yourself being 27 years old, working somewhere, and you're just totally unfulfilled where you're at. And so you feel stuck. And, you know, that's why, you know, Mark Twain, again, he's got a couple of references here, but his second one is, he said, the two best days in your life are the days you were born and the day you realize why. And so many of us, that's what we're looking for in life. We're looking for the why. Why am I here? What's going to fulfill me? You know, and so a lot of times we do things based upon money. I mean, that's just our world system. And so, you know, a lot of times people think, well, you know, I want to be a doctor. I want to be a cardiologist. I want to be an anesthesiologist. I want to be an attorney. I want to be a CPA. I want to do all these things. Why? Because a lot of times what's associated with that is the level of income that it provides. Versus, you know, maybe their passion may be to be a fishing guide, or maybe to be a mechanic, or maybe to be, you know, whatever it is that, you know, they really truly want to be in life, their calling in life, where their happy place is. But a lot of times, because we can't maybe monetize that to the level in which we want, we don't go that route. And therefore, we find ourselves not being happy. We find ourselves getting to points and places in our life where we want to make a change, but then we can't, because the profession or the things that we chose got us in a lifestyle that we can't get out of. You know, debt in our life. is a huge shackle. It's a huge thing that can bind us down. It can definitely make you feel stuck, where you've got car payments, you've got house, you got a mortgage payment, you've got student loan debt, you've got all of these things that are telling you to get up each and every Monday morning and go to work. It's not that you get up and you have passion about going to work. You got to get up and go because Bank of America told you to, because American Express told you need to get up and go to work, or MasterCard told you to get up and go to work. And so all of these different things fight us and, can sometimes get us stuck in life. But I think it's important for us all to ask ourselves a question each and every day. And that is, what have I done? When you're about to go to bed at night, ask yourself, what did I do today that had meaning? And what am I willing to do differently tomorrow? Because that's going to force us, what that does is begin to get you to grow. You got to create a plan to get to where you want to go in life. We can't live life by default. We need to live life by design. You have to be able to see where you want to go and then begin to go there. We live in an informational age. I can sit here on my back porch as, people run by, dogs, and here I am with a little bitty GoPro speaking into wherever you're at. Maybe you're in Florida, maybe you're overseas or wherever. We live in an informational age. You can find out how to do anything almost, within 5 minutes on your phone. This isn't something where you've got to go get the, Encyclopedia Britannica that your parents bought and, you got to go down to the library and try to figure something out. No, you can figure things out really quickly. How do I start a business? How do I, pay down debt? How do I, manage my money better? How do I, get to the point where I can become whatever it is you want to be in life? And, I think so many times we live underneath so much stress. We live underneath so many pressures that we lose ourselves. We lose who we are. And we become this, whether you're a man of the house and, you're doing what you should and providing for your family, we can get stuck in just being providers. Maybe if you're a woman of the house, you find yourself just getting up every day and taking care of little snotty-nosed kids, or, having to, worry about Johnny at school and he's acting up or whatever it is, and we lose ourselves. And so we can feel stuck. We can feel like we're not, what are we doing? Am I doing anything meaningful? But my friend, I want you to know that you are. You have to be happy where you are now in order to go to where you want to be. So many times we look at other people's lives. We have things that are on Instagram. We have things that are on YouTube. We have things that are, and we see people in these lifestyles. But you have to understand that's what these people are showing you. Most of these people taking these Instagram photos, took that photo 50 times and have put it through 30 filters to try to make it perfect. People literally lost their lives trying to get the perfect selfie. And so you really can't look at other people in order to determine your own wealth. Don't love their lives, love yours. And be happy where you are right now, but know that you want to go higher, that you want to go further, that there's something else that you want to do in life, because you're capable of doing it. You live in the finest country in the world. If you're here in the U.S., you've got opportunities. Yes, the world's a little crazy right now, and people have somewhat lost their minds, and there's a lot of change going on and all of these things. But in the midst of that, you can still change your life. You can still get unstuck. And so as you go throughout this Tuesday, I want you to begin to ask yourself, what can I do today that's meaningful? Maybe you need to call a friend that you haven't talked to in a long time and just say, hey man, I was thinking about you. Or maybe call a family member, a brother or a sister, and say, man, I haven't talked to you in a while. I just wanted to call and tell you I love you. Because even though we're doing things that are starting to impact other people, it begins to do something on the inside of us. It changes us internally. It changes how we see things. It changes things that we want to make a priority in life. And I think that that's where sometimes we can get lost. We can lose ourselves in the hustle and bustle of life, that we forget. We lose our passion. We're not living life by design. We're living it by default. And we're just Monday through Friday people, and it's just get to the weekend, or it's just get to my days off because I hate my job. Well, begin to get yourself to the point that you can get out of all of that. And you know, I do have some videos here on the channel that talk a little bit about finances and different things like that. If you haven't seen those, I would highly recommend those. But guys, I want to make these videos short. It's just me waking up with you in the mornings and getting you prepared and getting you ready and getting you excited about this upcoming day. So I hope you enjoy your Tuesday, and we'll see you back here tomorrow morning. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification. That way you know each and every time I put out a video. These are all scheduled to come out at 5 a.m. Central Standard Time, because I want you to be able to, play this in your car on your way to work, or maybe you're just getting off work. Maybe you work the graveyard shift and you're headed home. But I wanted this to be a way that we can talk about different topics, and that I can just try to encourage you in the midst of a world right now where there's not a whole lot of encouragement, where there's not a whole lot of positivity. So I love each and every one of you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.